That's how it is, man. Sometimes shit just be a waiting game with these jobs, man. Mm-hmm. I hear that, man. I'm freaking trying to get all my taxi stuff back together. Just want to have that. Uh, yeah, have it in the back pocket just in case down the road. You know, have it ready to go and shit. Cause there may be a way I could get in the wheelchair accessible vehicles if I play my cards right. You know, stack up overtime right. I want to give myself like a good surplus of like $2,000 before I take on the challenge of doing it. You know. Yeah.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel
But
and uncovers a
I just
full-blown
paid
crime
250.
syndicate.
Yeah. Mm. Mm. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Let's see, embassies. I think this is where the ship is. She good? Good. 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 Nice. Mm-hmm. Mm.
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
So how are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's good. Busy though. I can't believe.
Looks like they bounced their signal off a relay. I'll trace the new signal.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, Serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime.
Greetings, Earthclad. I believe congratulations are in order, Commander Shepard. You are the first human to join the Spectres, yes?
It's a great honor.
One you are no doubt ready for. A word of warning, though. There are many eyes watching you now, Commander. I, however, wish you only success. And if they let your people in, maybe there is hope for my own species one day, yes?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Another relay. Whoever it is, they're somewhere on the Presidium.
Strength and grit and men. Oh my God, son. Oh. Right.
This is it. I'll see if I can find out where those stolen credits are going.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
Or not.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
You're not just a program or a VI. You're an AI.
Correct. Unlike the Geth, I lack
Yeah.
weaponry appropriate to my intellect.
Dipping in a bit, just trying to do some stuff for
I have
Mass
systems
Effect right
installed
now.
that, when activated properly, approximate a self-destruct.
That's my Friday,
mechanism.
so I'm chilling. Pick Vinny up
If you
tomorrow,
attempt to leave the
knock
area,
out.
the explosion will
Enjoy my
destroy
little
everything
weekend.
within several dozen meters.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
How can you say that to this thing? You know it will turn on us.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
There's no way you could get explosives onto the Presidium.
Not raw explosives, no. But I did obtain technical systems that, when overstressed, will explode quite effectively. If you attempt to leave or attack me, I assure you that the explosion will kill you.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Right. Oh, I hear you, Roddy. I hear you. Helena Blake.
Spectre? Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
I've got plenty to do already.
Of course you do. But this would be easy work for you, and I pay extremely well. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates. When these men are dead, I will wait for you at the third set of coordinates. Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, just picked up another side quest. Just picked up 2 more side quests, actually. Just finished one, so what else I gotta do? UNC privateers. A man named Gareth asks you to look for his missing brother. Gareth's ship. Go to the Stenia system. Alright, we'll do that in a bit. UNC. Unusual readings. Go to the Hydra system in Argo, Whole Cluster, and investigate unusual readings. Citadel. You have the scan device. Every time you discover a new keeper, scan it, and the data will be transmitted. Okay. Yeah. How do I even use that device? Because I don't even know how to equip it. Oh, okay. Copy. Yep. UNC hostage. Find the freight fighter in the Fahara system. Okay, we don't need to do that. Okay, travel to the Atreus system. Nope. The 2 crime lords are located in the Han system and the Gemini Sigma cluster. I think that's the last one I gotta do, to scan the Keepers mission for the Citadel, and I'm good. Everything else is off-world. Wait, the fan. You must be approached by Conrad Veneer. He seemed like a harmless fan. I thought I ran into this guy, no? Yeah, those are the last 2. Everything else is usual. Unusual readings. My thing is, how do I get back to my ship? No, I'm like in the Presidium, and there's like locations, so okay, C-Sec. Alright, on my way there. Okay. Yep, you was right.
In entertainment news, Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with
Too
L-Car
much.
cast members. The production will open
Oh yeah, man. I'm looking forward to this year's run. There's like something I need to do that I've been thinking about since last year's run.
I've
With
got
this
big news for
hidden
you, Captain
fucking
Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's great compliant, and you know the
Captain.
crew.
Okay,
Perfect
good
ship for
looking.
Spectre. Treat her well.
But yeah, there's like when you're fighting the artist, you're not supposed to kill him and let him live, and then like a certain door opens up. And I've let him live before, I've let him die, I've killed him. But this specific door is where the last recording I need. So I'm gonna do that this year, and then I already beat hardest difficulty, never died. I gotta do that one thing, which is find that fucking recording. And then I think when you open that door, that's an achievement on its own, because it's like his hidden room. Yeah. I don't know what else I need to do in Bioshock. Let me see. Hold on. What else I need to do in that game? Yeah, because I'm almost maxed out with the trophies. I got 51 out of 66. And this is just, I'm not counting challenge room. So I got 95% of the mainline stories. So what I'm missing is a historian, every audio diary, which I know where the last one is that I need. And then another hidden trophy. I think now PlayStation tells us what it is. Show hidden information. Okay. Found Cohen's room. That's the room I need to go to find the last diary. Those are the only two achievements I need to get this platinum. And then you have the challenge room trophies, which is a whole different thing. So literally, this last run, it may be my how you say, not my last run, but it would definitely be like my completion done. And I'll like, yeah, like, and I won't make it too much. Like, I might move on to Bioshock 2, but we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? Like, it'll definitely be like well earned, though. You know what I mean? After doing this so many times, you know what I mean? Because literally, historian, a silver trophy, and then the hidden trophy is Cohen's room, which is the one I needed. So I know I could do that shit like this week, but I'm like, nah. Let me wait till about August, September, do my yearly run. And I think I'm gonna do it this time with just a wrench. No other weapon, nothing. I'm gonna just wrench the whole thing, and I'm gonna try to speed run it until I get to that part, and then I'm gonna like be more methodical. But I'm gonna just be running around like, doop, boom, boom, like, yeah, tops it off, yeah. And then mind you, the percentage of people that get platinum for Bioshock is less than 2% of the players that ever played the game. Yep. Yeah, no, some of these things require you to keep playing it though, because like, yeah, you gotta take pictures of everything, and then I remember when I was doing the picture shit, I started figuring out that I could take a picture of the fucking turret. I didn't know this whole time. I'm like, the fucking turret could get pictures, and then yeah, fucking top research, whatever, whatever. I'm like, wow, like every time I think I know it all. No, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna get into the book. I remember I sent it to you. I'm gonna get the name of the book again. But the book where Bioshock is like derived from, it comes from like this giant book that like the guy who made the game, he made everybody read it. Yeah, so that'll probably be something I'll try to do. Get that shit on my Kindle. Cause right now I'm reading what am I reading right now? Hold on. It's by Robert Greene. I think it's called The Art of Seduction. It's a really good book. Yeah. I think 50 Cent recommended Robert Greene books. Where did I put that shit? Yeah, he recommends Robert Greene, but it's the same guy who wrote 50 Laws of Power. Nah, that ass, bro. That ass. 50 be on his shit. Crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, he wrote a book with Robert Greene. I think he was like, yo, let's write this book. This book is called, The Art of Seduction. Hey, what did I just do? Go back to where you was. No, but it's a good book. Yeah, it's a good book, man. It's like really talks about just seduction, like how exactly it works and different methods that's been used throughout the course of history. And like, uses good examples, has some good quotes in there. I'm enjoying it. Okay. Hold on. Captain Anderson just was forced into retirement. What's going on?
The Normandy belongs to you.
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Step down?
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Yeah, it was the captain. He said 20 years ago, Shepard, they were considering me. What went wrong?
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
Saren's not going to get away this time.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The Conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharaohs and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the Conduit is before he does.
Anything else?
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll take care of Saren. You take care of the political fallout.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. But you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
So, Captain, you're gonna be here in the Citadel. All right.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100
Not at
battles
all.
and gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Listen up, Normandy. This is your commander speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the Conduit. And I refuse to let anything get in the way of that mission. We all know what happened on Eden Prime. We saw the destruction, we saw the bodies, we saw what Saren did. And I plan to make him pay. Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow. Wherever he searches for the Conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down. None of the other species has the guts, grit, or balls to deal with this. So it's up to us. We're the only ones who can stop Saren. I swear to you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Fancy speeches won't stop Saren from finding the conduit. If we really want to make the captain proud, we better get this bird in the air.
Yes, sir.
Get this bird in the air, you bum ass nigga. And it's crazy. This setup, you could tell. Helldivers, they got an inspiration with this galaxy map thing right here. Yeah, like this is the inspiration right here.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Right. I hear that, man. Yeah, for the longest I've had this shit on the back burner, man. I bought this game a while ago. I just had it there like, nah, I know I'm gonna play it. Yes, sir.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at.
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
No, but yeah, I was just doing some research on the taxi stuff, you know, just trying to keep the options open, see what's available. And it looks like the only big money available is going to be those wheelchair cars. So I'm just trying to game plan a way I could fucking at least get a good trial run doing it. You know what I mean?
Commander, something you need?
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Yeah, that would be like my trial to try to do it like I want to try a month lease with a wheelchair car and just see how it does on Uber, because I was on ChatGPT asking questions, and my idea, this is like my rough idea about doing taxi again. So if I go back into doing taxi again, obviously it's 1099 contracted job, no taxes taking out the money. This being said, the idea would be to start off, whatever you make doing taxi, do not touch it. You know what I mean? Have your expenses as your expenses. Whatever you make is what you make. And then when tax season comes again, pay back what you need to pay back. Then, once you pay back what you need to pay back, the money you've made is now yours. In theory, this can be 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, depending on how hard I go. So, I was doing research on ChatGPT, asking questions like, you know, how exactly does the tax system work when it comes to sole proprietor? Because, you know, I wanted to know, like, should I open an LLC? Should I do this? Should I do that? And basically, ChatGPT was telling me, like, look, what you need to understand is that the way taxes work when you're, like, running a business, more or less, is that you have expenses and you have profit. And you have, like, like your profit is what you're being taxed on, basically. So if you made 2,000 in the month of January and you spent $600, your profit is only $1,400. Even though you receive $2,000 in cash, you're not getting taxed $2,000 in cash. When tax season comes and they look at the month of January and they say, okay, even though you got $2,000 from Uber, we need to consider $600 and only tax you for that $1,400. Yeah, so if I was to rough estimate it all like that, where it's 600, 2,000 being made a month, 600 in expenses, that's about 24,000. That's about 12,000 in expenses. So profit is 12,000. Tax, rough estimate would be in that 12,000 profit margin. But the total amount of money in my hand would be 24,000. You see what I'm saying? So if I were to pay the tax man, now Serge got $12,000 cash. You see what I'm saying? But it's a very like way I'm thinking about it. So I'm like, okay, I was gonna mess around with this thing, but I put in all the numbers. I was like, okay, ChatGPT, Uber says it costs $250 a week for the electric car. I'm assuming $100 for cleaning and charging fees for the electric car, so that's about $350 a week. And roughly, I need to do 30 rides. 30 rides can be anywhere from $300 to $1,200. They said, okay, if you're spending $350 a week, the math comes out to maybe $13,000 that you are going to spend to keep this going for the year. Now, how much you make is on you. So if you're spending $350 a week, you only want to make $350. That way you're breaking even. You're not losing money, but you're not, over extending yourself. Then that would be like a total of $26,000 you make net, right? Even though you made 26 net, you're not getting taxed 26 net. You spend 13 on the business. You're only going to get taxed 13 net. So 13 net compared to 26 net is two very different tax things that are happening. So now that I kind of have a full understanding of that part, right? The idea would be to get in a vehicle that can maximize, that can earn the most. So I'm looking into, companies that do that. And more than likely, I was going to get my pops to co-sign if it came to that. But I'm going to try to do rental first. But if there's real money to be made, it just might be worth co-signing it, because it's like, there's potential here. And also, if I own the vehicle, I can rent out the vehicle. So it's like a whole different thing that can happen if I do that too. So in order to start that, the goal would be start working overtime, get the overtime going for June, July, August, and stack up to about 2,000. That way you have just enough. So if they be like, it's $650 for the wheelchair car a week, I can say, fuck it, I got 2,000 to play with. Let's do it. And then if that week I make $1,500, $1,600, I'm like, okay, I spent $650, I made $1,600, so I got $950 left. $950 is the profit, but $1,600 is in my pocket, right, for that week. Now, if it actually works good, the idea is like, okay, Serge, don't use this money. Let this shit wait till next year, because if we wait till next year and then the tax man is paid off, it's like a giant lump sum of money just coming your way. You know what I mean? So that's my forethought right now, of like trying to game plan another side hustle and get it going, Yes. Right. Because the idea is this. The idea is, with a wheelchair car, shit, we could rent that shit out for $700 a week, bro. $700 a week. Right. Let's also include the insurance. Let's say the insurance is $650 as well. So $1,300 in expenses. So that would mean 2 weeks of the car getting rented will pay the expenses. 2 weeks will incur profit. If it works good. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Because let's say I'm working BRC. I'm doing Uber on the side, but I'm not putting in 40, 50 hours a week. I'm putting 20, 30 hours. I'm doing it before work. I'm doing it maybe on a Saturday when I got babysitting. I'm making just enough to kind of pay that fee. See what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if just by doing that much, I'm already passing the fee, then it may be worth it to get invested and get my own car. Because then if I have my own car, I get rid of the rental fee, and now the note fee is working towards a payoff. And that payoff down the road can lead to you selling the car or, continuing to rent it out. But either way, renting is good for, if you need to get the money, get up, get out, get the money. It makes sense, whatever. But if you're thinking more long term, if we have our own wheelchair car, and I'm still using it, same way I was using the rental, but then we open the door of, let's find other CDL, let's find other TLC drivers, and if I find a good one who's, competent, he's done this a long time, he understands, yeah, 700 ain't nothing, I make 3,000 with this car, then we got no issues. We let him go about his business, making his 3,000, figure out his IRS shit. We go about our business, we pay the fee for the note and the insurance. All he got to do is go drive and pay us $700 a week. I was literally a person doing this for a company. You see what I mean? I was doing this for a company called Revel. I was renting their car for $550 a week. I was also responsible for paying to charge the car and keep the car clean and report any damages that happened to the car. They paid the insurance. I don't know if they leased the car, if they financed their cars, but they had a fleet. So they must have got it wholesale, 100 cars, this rate. So they were like, their business sense was more or less like, let's get as many as we can. Where they failed was they couldn't keep up with it. And Uber, Yellow, competition is too fierce for this new person to come in and really dominate. So, but there are mom and pop shop taxi companies in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Brooklyn, right, that have dispatch companies. And this is like a separate type of business, but it's under the same concept of what some of these guys do that are running mom and pop style taxi companies. So what they'll do is like, okay, I got 5 cars, but you know what? I don't really want to deal with Uber. I want to kind of work within this segment of the Bronx. So then you'll have people like Unicar, Prestige, Tax Service, whatever. They'll have their own fleet of cars, and they'll accept people with TLC plates. They'll say, okay, we'll take a percentage. We're not going to do what Uber does. We're not going to take 37%. Out of that $20 ride, we expect $5. You keep 15. You know what I mean? We're just providing dispatch for you. You see what I'm saying? Now, once again, the taxi driver, all they have to focus on is driving. The part we're trying to get in on is the renting part. Because if we have a wheelchair accessible car, there is a demand for that, because certain drivers know that these cars can be used through insurance companies. And like I said, it's kind of like if we opened up a barbershop and we said, hey guys, each chair is $250 a week. If you making $1,000, $2,000 a week, I don't give a fuck. I need my $250 though. And I got five barbers all giving me $250 a week. That would be anywhere like $1,250 a week I'm getting paid. My rent is $1,500. My electric and everything, $1,000. $2,550 for my expenses. I make $1,250 a week. In a month, I make about $5,000. So my profit margin is $2,500, but I earn a total of from them 1,250. Yeah, 5,000. I earn 5,000, but my only profit 25,000. So I will only be taxed on that 2,500. I will, yeah, because 5,000 a month. Half of that is 2,500. So if we were to have this car, let's just rough estimate everything. Let's say 2,000 expenses and 700 a week. That's about 2,800, right? So the profit would be 800. 800 times 12 is about $9,600. That's the profit you're making. That's what you're going to be taxed on. But the amount of money actually going into the wallet in that moment throughout the whole year is going to be 700 a week. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do the math. Okay. Let me do the math. Hold on. Calculator. So 700 a week times 52 weeks is 36,000. You see what I'm saying? So let's just say 36,000 is the total amount you make. Now the total expenses you have to pay. Let's just say 2,000 a month for the car. Times that by 12. That's 24,000. So even though you got 36,000 from people renting the car, you need to subtract 36,000 by 24,000, right? You're only going to be taxed on 12,000. So this is the theory. This is where the theory comes into play. Now, if Sergio spends none of that Uber money and treats this just as numbers and that's it, that would mean when tax season comes, I got $36,000. I got 36 on me. I'm just waiting for Uncle Sam to tell me how much. I show Uncle Sam, look, there was 24,000 in expenses. Here's the lease. No, here's the note. Here's the insurance. Uncle Sam says, okay, we don't need that 24,000. Keep that for yourself. That 12,000 there, we need to make sure we tax that properly. Okay, that 12,000, we're going to need 15.4% for Medicaid and all that shit. So 12,000 times 0.15%. That's about, let's just say 2,000. So I need 2,000 of 15%. And then the federal shit is about 12%. So 12,000 times 12%, point 12. That's 1,500. So we're going to say 2,000 plus 1,500. That's 3,500. Right? So out of that 12,000 profit you made, Uncle Sam only wants 3,500. Mind you, if the theory is still going, we had 36,000 in that account. See what I'm saying? And Uncle Sam only wants 3,500 out of that because our profit is what he's taxing on. But if I'm working and you working and we doing our thing, still doing it and kind of frugal, this could work in our favor because then it could be like, yo, we got 30 bands right here and Uncle Sam is paid. This is our money now. We not getting taxed on this shit. Yo, throw that shit into the stock, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could open a door into something else where it's like, but that theory needs to, like, really work for it to, like, be like, all right. Because if you try to do a month to month, then at the end of the year, you're only going to end up, I think the original number was 12,000, 36, 24,036. You're only going to have 12,000 that you made. You see what I mean? Which is 1,000 a month. See what I mean? Compared to wait until the end of the year, pay tax man, and then now you got all the money in front of you, and you can say, okay, so boom, and then you can say, fuck it, take the 24, put it towards the car, pay off the car, or you can say, fuck it, take this, pay a whole year worth of the insurance. You know what I'm saying? That way we could just have more, and then if we do it again for the next year, you see what I'm saying? It can create a thing where it's like, okay, a second car, now we got 72,000. So this is all rough estimates. I highballed everything in the sense of expenses. I lowballed everything in the sense of how much income we can get. Now, there is way more potential because with taxi, it's just there, bro. Certain holidays, certain things happening, there's just money to be made. Now, ideally, our goal would be is to get drivers and reliable drivers who are like, yeah, I know how to make my money. I'm not going to fuck up your car. have them sign the contracts. Yo, you fuck up the car, you are responsible. Period. You know what I mean? And if they decide, no, I'm not responsible, cool, we go to court, we have it settled out. We take that risk with the business. It's part of the game. So we would have to take that loss. But we do it all legit. You know what I'm saying? We do it all legit. And, you know, my idea, though, is that first I'm going to work overtime and try to stack at least 2,000. Because I'm going to start with, I want to start with just like having a rent of the car. So like if they like, look, you want this car? We're going to need 700. I got that. No problem. Let me see what's up. Then I come back to you and say, yo, Ryu, I spent 700, but yo, I made 2,200 this week. You know what I'm saying? It might be worth the move. And then that's when I'm going to try to get my pops, because he owes me a big favor. So I'm going to need to call in this big favor and have this motherfucker co-sign. You know? Because, because I did a huge favor for that man that saved him. So this is one of them favors I'm going to need him to do. Like, yo, basically, nigga, I got Ma to sign the divorce papers so that he didn't have to pay nothing back. You know what I mean? Ma, you know, I explained it to her. She just was like, yo, I just want to keep my last name. But if I was grimy, I could have been like, yo, Ma, you can have this nigga's money until he's dead. You know what I mean? Because that whole time he never paid you nothing and y'all have been married. You know what I mean? So this favor is like, nigga, if I need you to sign on this, sign on it, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah, because that's where my mind, you know, and if I know that, then I can say, okay, I'll be like, fuck it, give me the highest term, I get 8 years, fuck it. They're like, yo, the shit is still worth 700 a month. I'm like, cool. I was used to paying 700 a week. That's fine. All I gotta do is get the insurance stuff in order. I get it. It's New York TLC. It might be 1,000. But the moment I know for a fact, yo, we can make 2,000 a week doing this, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not working crazy hard. I'm just like rolling with it. And it's like, oh, you're Uber XL. And, you know, when these Uber Black cars aren't taking rides, you get accepted because you're an XL. So now you get the Uber Black rate. And, you see what I'm saying? There's other opportunities with like insurance and all that other stuff that can open doors. And then also getting somebody to rent a car. So it's like, by having the car, now you can do rent it out. You can try working for an insurance company like Accessoride or Meals on Wheels, which is like insurance payout, which is like, okay, this person is on Medicaid, they're part of disability, they don't pay for taxis. Ma has this, for example. She don't pay for the taxi. The insurance pays for the taxi. Now, specifically with wheelchair vehicles, they're supposed to, this is the only one that pays you to pick people up. All other taxis in New York City pays you to drop people off. And it's the only one in New York that has a set rate per mile. So it's like every mile we guarantee you $15 an hour. Plus whatever you're supposed to get because of the mileage. Plus whatever you get if the customer decides to give you something. See what I mean? So, no. And there's already, mind you, that's what I'm saying. There's a rate for the miles, there's a rate for the ride, and there's the potential of tips. And they're paying you to pick them up. So there's the pay for the ride, the drop off. That's its own thing. Then you have the pay because I'm going to pick you up. And then you have the pay, which is the amount of miles I did to pick you up and to drop you off. That's separate from the price of the ride. And then if you decide to give me a tip. So it's like 3-4 different things that can happen with you making money on this one ride. And it's only available to wheelchair accessible cars. And it's mainly because New York City got sued by the Disability Association for like $1 billion like 5 years ago. So they're not trying to play around. They really want people to get these vehicles. They really want MTA to make elevators. They're not trying to get sued again for $1 billion by the disability people. Yeah, so that's why there's like so much incentive. Like Yellow, there's a way right now. If you get the wheelchair car, they'll pay you like $16,000 to put the yellow wrap on it. They'll be like, yo, you put the yellow wrap, put all of our equipment in there, we're going to give you a grant. Here's the grant. And that could be another option niggas do. You know what I mean? Get the fucking medallion, get the 16 and rent that shit out to them. You know, so there's options. That's what I'm saying. Like with this car, there's gonna be more than just, oh, hop in the car and make money doing Uber. No, there's other things that can happen too. I just need to have a trial run, you know, and just see what it is. If it's 700 and I'm like, yo, I ain't make shit, then at least we know. You know what I'm saying? And then move on to the next thing. That's it. But yeah, bro, that's kind of where my head was going like these past 2 days. I'm like, I gotta figure out another side hustle because, you know, I'm not working Ma's job right now. I've just been maintaining this little 75 hours, $1,000 every 2 weeks or whatever. But I'm managing, I'm holding it down. But once I might start doing overtime. I think I gotta just make sure that the pay stub I gotta show these people is the one that it's not the end of May. And if it's not the end of May, I can start doing overtime like May 18th or something. Yeah, because I want to make at least like $600 more on my paycheck. So I'm trying to go from $1,000 every 2 weeks to $1,600, and then that way I'll have at least maybe almost close to like $800 extra compared to like $500 where I'm at right now. Yeah. But yeah, Brody. It do what it do. You know, all in due time. Shit's gonna come together. Yeah, we just gotta keep, you know, staying on point and doing what it do. Right. Copy, bro. No, definitely will. And now that I have more of an idea of how this tax shit works, one thing we gotta know down the road, when niggas start making 20 to 40K a month, that's when we gotta get a thing called the S Corp.
Message coming in, Commander.
And the S Corp has a lot of like things to it.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hulkenhetta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
What kind of proof do you have that the Major is dangerous?
Sure.
3 days ago.
Alright, bro, I'm about to start headed to work. I'll be online mañana. Alright, bro. Definitely take it easy.
We sent 2 Alliance representatives.